They took the pictures of the dilemma, and the way I understand it for the dilemma, like this is a situation whereby a person has two options. But those options are both correct, right, or correct, but they do conflict. Like that's the way I really understood that dilemma.
As per software engineering, I think we have to look at the professional side and the personal side. I think that's what she was saying. Then maybe I could give an example. I being an engineer and my wife is pregnant and I have to choose between the two, and both happening at the same time. I've been called by my boss to go to office, but at the same time I have to take my wife to the hospital. So I choose between the two. The choice I make is what I go with. No, I said personal and professional. That's what they say.
Does it have to be personal or professional? Can it be professional?
I think it can also be professional.
Something recorded here from the book. They're saying refers to how an individual or an organization ensures that all its decisions, actions, and stakeholder interactions conform to the individual's moral and professional principles. Like the decisions you make are supposed to be based on the way you're supposed to behave at work and the way you're supposed to behave with work.
Yeah, but I think you're right. But I kind of disagree with this one because at times in the profession, like you may have two options. You may have to select from it, and part of them are either your personal life or your profession. So really, just I think it depends on the situation that you really want to do. It depends on that. That's what I would say.
So what about
so in dilemmas, we do have various categories. The first thing I want to talk about is mission. Mission impossible. Like this occurs when an individual is asked to create or accept a schedule that is obviously impossible to meet. Like, for example, like if your boss is telling you you have to finish the software within 2 months, and yet you know very well that the software, the right time for the software to be delivered, maybe like 6 months. You understand? You are forced to accept that schedule, and yet you don't really know it's unrealistic. That's the way I really understand this mission possible here.
So referring to that example given,
Yeah.
What were the conflicting situations in that case?
Like, okay, the conflicting
Two moral right conflicting situations.
in mission impossible, like one, it is your job to do what your boss is telling you to do. You understand? If your boss is telling you to deliver the product, it is your job. It is you have to do it. It's right. But at the same time, you know that to accomplish that software within within 2 months, it's not like it's unreal. You understand? So I think you know it that it cannot be is right, but at the same time your boss is pressuring you. The pressure is too much. You need to finish that work. You understand? I think that you have to select. You have to accept to
Take it on.
yeah.
selecting it to be more selecting to take on something you know you will complete in a given time? That's moral.
Me, I think it is because you're doing the job for which you are hired, and you're expected to maybe to develop. But because at the back of your mind you know that something won't be complete, you just take it on and you're like, this is my job, where I stop this.
Because if you look at the consequences of this, at times you lose workers, you as a boss. Because you may find that you pressuring someone too much. You may find that that person may say, I'm leaving this job because the work is too much. Too much pressure, you're not settled, you know? Yeah. And also another thing that like the people in your company, like the people you want to force your fellow software developers to develop a software that is not mature, a software that is not of good quality, because they are hurrying to finish the time that you have given them. You understand? So you take the product to market and you're going to lose a lot of money.
About a lot of money.
Yes. Because the product wants to be good.
Don't you think we shall also end up having products that do not really function as per their requirements? And so you might even end up losing on the customers.
Exactly.
Yeah. You might end up even losing on the customers that you already have.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there any other category?
Yeah, there's other categories. Have the account,
Okay, let me talk about the Miakaupa. This dilemma occurs when staff members must deliver a product that still lacks functionality or it has no defects.
With the Miakaupa, it might be caused due to market pressure. That's cause when you're being pressured to deliver something. Because, for example, like if a competitor is coming up with somehow the same product, you're supposed to deliver yours early, so you end up delivering it either with missing functionality or with some non-software defects.
Yeah, there's an example that this guy gave us in class, like of two companies, these two competing companies. We have maybe BlackBerry and Apple. Now, BlackBerry will see, okay, Apple has released a phone in market, or Apple is almost releasing some phone. So what it will do to capture its market, it will release a phone that is lacking key functionality, so that they beat Apple in the market. That's the example he gave us that is lacking key functionality of Miakaupa.
And the effects that come up, for example, someone is using a phone and finds out that something is missing. Customers become dissatisfied with the product, and in the long run, you may end up losing a customer because of having defects. And then, if a customer is so legitimate, he can sue you for delivering something, and then you presume that it's okay, it's not okay, and they end up using. For example, if mobile money is delivered with some functionality missing, and people end up losing their money, the company can be sued and cause greater influence to the company.
The other category, you have this rush job. Rush jobs.
So what is it all about, rush job?
Rush job can arise in which either poor work ethics or person pressure to deliver promises quality.
Rush job, pressure to deliver, compromising with the quality of a product. Yeah, that is rush job. The programmer aims at delivering assigned milestone, speeding up the implementation process. So when you're working at a greater speed, like you want to deliver something, you end up delivering something that is lacking quality, that doesn't have quality. That is rush job.
So my number is where the dilemma is. What is the dilemma? Rush job we're talking about. The dilemma is like conflict with your profession. So the profession is like supposed to deliver something that is good, tested and verified for ready use. But you find yourself that you can't deliver it, and yet you're supposed to put it on market. So with the rush job thing, it differs from the Miakaupa. Because Miakaupa you deliver with missing what?
Functionality.
But with the rush job, you can deliver something that's completely working. But the quality of it is what the one that is stated in the standard. So that's the difference.
Just asking, what is the pressure? Why does the engineer be running to deliver the software? What would be the pressure?
We talked about competition. Because firms are competing. So you might get rumors that your competitor is bringing up something in the market. So in order to capture your market, to avoid people running to the other product, you're supposed to also deliver something like that. So in the long run, you deliver something that is missing what? Functionality.
I have another example. You see Airtel Money and MTN Mobile Money. Airtel Money, like Airtel, that network was the first to have that idea of mobile money, having sending and receiving money via mobile phone. Yeah. But when you look, MTN was the first to deliver the products into Uganda. It was the first. But when you... It was ETL.
Yes, but for them they were using
Yeah, Kati, before MTN mobile money was upgraded, when you are using Airtel money, they would show you you're sending money to Kemikisa Irene on this number. But that wasn't there before, like it wasn't there in MTN mobile money. They just went on upgrading. So that was competition between Airtel and MTN. They wanted to deliver before this one delivered. So its product was lacking quality. That's a basic example I can give.
Okay. But I think even to add to that, you know, when they think of upgrade the MTN mobile money, is where they rushed through it, and the network was off for MTN mobile money for quite some good days, and very many people were affected.
And then I have I researched, I got some work about rush job, like how can you mitigate rush job? So you are encouraged to pair programming, like me not working on the product alone, I can request for his help so that we work on it together. That is pair programming. Then there is also strive to achieve quality, effectiveness, dignity in both processes and product of professional work. You try your best to see it to that the work you're delivering is going to be of high quality. That is how you can mitigate rush job.
So the other category you have
looked at the rush tool.
the prospect. I think the prospect of rush job can be one. You may lose your customers and after the product you're going to release a lot of quality that you had, like the standards that you already made. I think those are the revenue. Because if all buy the products that are of low quality, I think those are
Even you may, like these products may cost someone's life.
yeah.
Just take an example, it's a life support system. And then you mess up with quality. Lives are likely to be lost.
Exactly.
Like there's an example of reliability that we did that was giving overdoses. Wasn't it lacking quality?
Yeah, it was lacking quality. That's machine, software machine. It was releasing all this radiations.
Yeah. Yeah, it was giving more
than what was meant to give out. So I think those are some of the consequences that can be caused by rush job. And the other category you have is not my problem. Not my problem. Occasionally, the project team or staff will concern itself with day-to-day activities, accepting workplace culture status, and showing no inclination to improve productivity or quality. E.g., error codes might be hard-coded in software rather than placed in a table. They can leave the door open for civil in some cases. For not my problem.
I don't seem to understand that.
Okay, come and explain for not my problem. You the developer will develop like a system, but you won't look at like the quality. You're just there to create the code.
So how different is it from rush job? Because here we're all looking at quality. Inside rush job, you're looking still at the quality. The product might be complete, but the quality might not be up to standard.
I think I would give
So the same thing here. We're saying the quality isn't up to standard. So what is the difference?
I think I would say this. You could probably develop the code. For your code, just the program. But I'm the guy who's supposed maybe to do the testing and make sure that your code, the code you've written, is really right to produce the best quality. But what you do is, when you ignore the quality, don't mind about it. Just let's not my problem. My problem is just wanting to write the code and then deliver it to the what? The guy wants to analyze my code and see whether they will produce the quality that is needed. So I just ignore it, go for what I can go, then deliver it. I leave the rest to the next person. If the next person also doesn't care, he also just throws it in and then it is delivered. Then you find when this becomes not my problem.
Yeah.
Now, how is the moral whatever we are talking about? How is it relating to that definition, the dilemmas?
How is it? Dilemma.
Yeah, someone saying not my problem and what? How is it relating? Because we say we are looking at more than two moral situations that are moral correct, but conflict. So this.
Okay, me the one I'm understanding this one is that when you go, your job is to write code, written the code. But at the same time, you have to, like, you have to deliver.
Let's consider being a team and you're writing like a lawyer what system. Then you give lawyers to Eddie, you give clients to Nara, those are different classes. But when Eddie writes the class of lawyers, finishes it completely, and then Nara fails to finish the what? Class. Because Eddie was going to work on lawyer, it's like, what? My problem. Nara's what? So, as the system will be delivered, with some parts not working properly, because people are not caring. It's not my problem. Yeah, I finished what? That's not my problem.
So, I think, not my problem, I think, like, really focusing on the developers, like the best practices of software engineering. Like, when you say, like, in the code, we put there, like, those techniques, like, comments, and we don't put comments, someone wants to upgrade, the system can't upgrade.
Don't indent it like the code. Just make it like a block and then it looks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's not my problem. Then red lines. Another pattern of red lines. Red lines occurs during meetings with clients and management when representatives make statements about a product or project that are known to be and like that is to say, such as stating that the project is delivering on schedule when the team knows they cannot deliver on time. I think of red lines like people, like it's when you go into a meeting, like you're meeting with your boss, and then like you're going to come up with ideas about this the project. But then what your project manager is actually before the project is the first person supposed to deliver this. And yet you the team members, you really know that deliverable cannot be delivered at that what? At that time. These are the red lines we talk about.
Yeah, red lines can also work in case you want to convince someone. You want to work on that project, but they want it in a short time. You want the project, you want the money. Now what do? You have to lie. You have to tell them, yeah, we shall deliver. Like for us, we have been working on some project for some school administration project. They wanted it those days last year, but we convinced them we shall work on it. Up to now, we haven't delivered it. We are just going to deliver it in January. So we wanted to get the money, we wanted to get the project, but because we couldn't deliver within that time they wanted, their requirements were a lot. And convincing those guys that the requirements you're giving us, they are a lot for the given period, that they wanted it in a holiday to be delivered. They had given us like 4 months. And then if you tell them I can't deliver it within that time, they say, you're not serious. What? So what you do, you lie.
Okay.
I have a full project I'm supposed to. Then I develop some small prototype and give it. And that they lie.
Yeah. Also like that, in the definition, according to the way they define it, they say in a meeting. But then even when you're taking the prototype, you have to meet those guys. I don't think a meeting is only formal, called for. When you go to meet your client, that's also a meeting, isn't it?
So I would like to ask a question. Why would they use the color red? That's the word red lies. Why would they use red? Not orange, not pink, not black lies.
I think it's dangerous. That's why they use red light. Very dangerous.
Okay.
What will be the consequences?
For red lies, I think one consequence is they lose trust from your client. You can't trust people. Another thing is
Spoiling the company image.
exactly.
They also lose the project because if you don't deliver within that time, they may get another contractor to take it on.
You can lose your job.
Yeah.
You can lose your job as a software engineer.
Then minus, I think also the reputation of the company. You as a person who is developing all the manager, your reputation is also unclear.
Another dilemma is fictionware, and this occurs when an individual promises to deliver a system for the same agreed.
Which kind of
Fictionware, when an individual organization promises to deliver features that are infeasible.
not achievable?
Yes.
From feasible, but infeasible.
How? I'm not really understood that.
Let someone elaborate more onto that.
What do they mean by feasible?
I mean, you promise to create a system when you know you can't even you can't create it. It's not.
Because you have to first make a feasibility study to make sure what the clients want from you is what you're going to deliver to them.
Okay, so how would you differentiate between fictionware and vaporware?
I don't like doing the system.
So
That's
it's just
really-
like
you
we.
Yeah, vapor.
you promise, but you don't even develop it.
Even don't do anything at all.
Yeah.
And
They're saying
how about fiction?
fiction, you promise, but then you can deliver some
Some fiction.
future. Yeah.
So when you're talking about some features missing, we looked at something like
Not miss. You just don't.
No, they are not missing, but you know they are not achievable.
Yeah.
okay, they're not achievable.
And then you go ahead and take the contract.
Yeah.
That's what they are talking about. Like an individual or organization contracts to deliver a system for which some agreed features are infeasible.
They tell you we want A, B, C, D, and you're like, it's okay, but at the back of your mind you know, but D, for real. Then you're like, let's take it out.
So that's what differentiates it from mere culpa. For it being that you're going to eliminate some functionality, but here you're just looking at it's just infeasible for it to create some of the features.
No, for me, a culpa is key functionality. There's a difference between functionality and feature. Like, let me say, on a site, a feature may be a login something, but functionality we look at if it's calculation, is it calculating the right way?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are looking at the interface, I would say,
Yeah, a feature, a specific feature.
on the interface.
Yeah, and you guys were asking about vaporware. Vaporware, they say the product simply does not exist. Exactly. It doesn't exist. But then fictionware, those features are.
Those features are.
Yeah. They're not there. Yeah.
Developing a system to deliver money wireless. No, I mean code wireless.
What do I got recording? Recording.
So, another dilemma dilemma we do have is sweep it under the rug. Sweep it under rug. Occurs when unforeseen issues arise that could potentially damage a project, a company, but to keep things running smooth, developers ignore issues the developers ignore other issues. So I think sweep it under the rug, like the developer will know, will see like maybe this module has this particular problem, but he or she is going to ignore it. They just we ignore that problem, that error, because it may be that error may not have much impact on the system, but still it's an error, right? So he will not mind about it, and he will just assume that he has not seen it. He hands over the product to the what?
To the
client.
After using it, when the client sees that it's a fault actually there's an error.
Because when we assume maybe in the future the error may go on not, but that's the whole thing about
It's not affecting
the data functionality.
What would be the difference between sweep it under the rug and not my problem?
Not my problem,
I think not my problem, they know how to follow the right principles, the best practices of software engineering. But here, you perform the same function. Okay, of course, you're going to deliver the system so well, you're going to know the system, but you may find a minor error. But the mere fact that you are going to ignore it, thinking that maybe in the future it is going to vanish. You understand that? You end up delivering a product to the client. These are two different things. Look, the other side, you're going to write the code, you're going to write the code, but the code may not have error, but it's functioning. You understand that? Just because you're not trying out the best practices like documenting or like putting together statements, you understand that? But here, in sweeping under the rug, you have seen that error, there's a problem in your code, but you just ignore it.
Because it does a very small
Minor.
Should I say
the project to be delivered.
like you have a system and it's having all the basic functionalities?
Yes.
But somewhere along the way, it's just a small and just
but it
ignore
does something.
Otherwise, sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, you ignore it. You assume that maybe in the future it will, maybe now or something like that.
And then the other dilemma we are going to look at is cancelled vacation. This is where the manager cancels the trip of the members at the last time in order to meet the deadline. Maybe you are developing, maybe let us say an application, but in some time to come you have a planned trip, but before you finish your application, as in the trip is coinciding with the deadline of the application, with the deadline of the project. So you decide to cancel the trip and you meet that deadline. Yeah, I think basically that's it.
So rather you as a manager, you're going to tell your employees to sacrifice their time. Like tell them they're going for a trip.
You know it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Everyone's supposed to be at home. But then you're at home chilling in the morning, then they call you come, we have an error here. So like you're supposed to cancel your customer vacation, and you go finish that one and use it. But the consequences can be like when you're not, you're having vacation, your mind is off what? Off work. So by the time they call you again, you have your mind and go back to work with something that you end up finishing the job. And that's what it is.
Have an example. When I was doing my internship, I come from Uganda, those guys were working on some systems. So this guy got a leave. Usually, you get a leave, your leave is supposed to be 3 weeks. But you can choose, maybe in January I take 1 week, then, okay. Now, this guy had just gone for his leave 2 days. and you are called back. The body you're supposed to work on, the body you're supposed to be supervising or working on has gone down. Please come. Can you fail to come? You have to come because it's work, you know. Even when you go for your leave, they are going to pay you. So you find yourself posting yourself in at work. You have to be there, work on it, and maybe when it's fine, you can go back and.
I'd like to pose a question. So, what are some of the effects of this cancelled vacation? How? And in which way?
You're not valuing their time, like you're not valuing their life. If you're calling me on Sunday, come and work, you're not valuing my free time. So you say, me working under pressure, no, maybe let me go and start my own company. So the company ends up losing valuable employees.
So that means in the long run, you could even probably lose the project itself because you've lost the people who are working on it. And then shortly you cut the project short and leave it there. Probably that means you can also lose the customers.
And I say sometimes might not be back yet traveled abroad. So by the time I come, I've already delayed or it has not been effective. Maybe you can end up hiring another person to do the job, which might be expensive.
Okay, the last but not least of the dilemmas is non-diligence. Okay, this is a behavior that occurs when important documentations, such as requests for proposals, the requirements documents, design documents, involve the system itself. They do not receive the thorough review. Like, people do not really analyze them. Let me say the management does not really analyze those documentations. Let me say you're the programmer of a given project. Then this guy who carries out, who collects the requirements, does his job of the requirements. But you as the developer, when you receive the requirements document, probably you don't even look at it so much. All the design documents, you just start evolving from anywhere. You just start evolving because you have this, okay, probably you have the idea about the project, so you start evolving. But you're not evolving as per the document that you are given. I hope you're on the same page.